we back again. Mo City, Behind the Hands TV. And today we're privileged and honored to have a guest we got today. So much so that I call this a legendary conversation. So without further ado, Mr. Frank Tate, how you doing, boss?
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, man. Frank, you from Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, and resigned after the Olympics. I resigned in Houston, Texas, and been here ever since.
How was your upbringing in Detroit? What kind of life was it in Detroit?
Man, we're talking rough.
Because I heard it's tough.
It's tough. You know, if you make it out of Detroit, you didn't somewhat make it.
Huh. So you grew up like, traditional parents, siblings, stuff like that?
All that traditional, but you just had the BMFs and the...
Oh, you grew up around that era.
I grew up around there. I know some of them guys, BMF, I don't know them personally.
But you were there. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. When was the first time that you found yourself around boxing?
At the age of 13 years old, I watched the 76 Olympics.
Wow. So the Olympics kind of sparked you to...
That's what kind of sparked me. I told my mom at the age of 13, Mom, I can win an Olympic gold medal just like that.
How'd she receive it?
She said, boy, shut up. At 13, her mom
gonna encourage that.
She just say, boy, shut up. So I said, Mama, I'm telling you, I can win an Olympic gold.
So you ended up going maybe in the gym? What did you do?
So what happened, I seen this kid get in this brown van every day. And I'm sitting on the porch and I'm watching him. I'm like, okay. The van stopped in front of my house, he jump in, they go. So one day I just finally got my nerves up and said, hey, I'm gonna ask this dude, why he keep getting in this van?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm going to the boxing gym.
Yeah.
I said, oh, the boxing gym. I said, tomorrow, can you ask the coach, can I ride with you?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
From that point on, I never looked back.
What boxing gym did y'all go to?
It was called Martin's Recreation Center in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, so it had like a lot of young guys y'all age?
They had a lot of young guys, older guys, because I ended up boxing older guys. That's how I learned. Older than mine, but shorter than me.
Mm-hmm.
So by them being shorter than me, man, I was a tall kid at the age of 13.
Mm-hmm.
When I would fight, I would punch down because I'm used to sparring with them.
Yeah.
Guys my height. So it really didn't help me. It hurt me more than it helped me.
For sure.
That's how I ended up going to Crunk.
You got to tell me about that. It's more than a legendary place. It's almost a landmark in conversation. So whenever people even talking boxing, they bring it up just, because of its historical value within the sport of boxing. When did you walk in the Crunk gym?
Oh, it had to be 79 or 80? 79 or 80. We wasn't too far off of the Olympics.
You had somebody like Emmanuel Stewart in there?
Well, Emmanuel didn't train me at the time. I was trained by a gentleman named Ferris Purified.
Okay.
I used to call him Killer. He used to be a boxer.
Gotcha.
But, he liked the women more than he liked boxers.
That happens?
So, yeah, that happens. So he...
How competitive was it in Crunk?
Oh, it was very competitive, but man, when I walked over there, I had already had my experience. Mm-hmm. I used to box Mel McCurry and Tommy. I was his number one sparring partner.
Right.
At the age of 15, 16 years old.
So you were 15, 16 sparring Tommy?
Tommy Hearns, yes.
That's wild. Yes. So you 15, 16, I'm sure you were still in school. So were you like having these conversations with people like, man, I was in there with Tommy yesterday? No, because everybody saw it on the news. I didn't have to say it. They put it on, when Tommy was fighting, they put it on the news and they had you in there.
They had me in there sprawling.
And it was just without being said.
I didn't have to say that.
Man, that's amazing.
Jacket on and
that's amazing
stuff, so I didn't have to say anything.
It spoke for itself.
So nothing.
Man, I gotta ask, man, 15, 16, what kind of work are you able to give Tommy Hearns?
Man, I was giving him work. Man.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have no slouch when he was coming up.
Yeah.
He was serious, getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
The only fight I didn't spar him for or get it ready with him is Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay, which ended up being what it was.
Marvin Hagler. I mean, not Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, all them other guys. I was there for that.
Man.
But Sugar Ray Leonard, no, because he, had a different style.
So I know you told your mom, like, I'm gonna be that, But at what point, as an amateur, do you go, you know what, I could really be an Olympian?
Well, when I won Ohio State Fair, which is a big tournament, a lot of people don't know about, but people from all over the world are there. I'm talking about all these guys you saw turn pro. Back then, they were at that tournament. One of the biggest tournaments in the United States.
Yeah.
I went there and won it. After I won the Ohio State Fair, I went to the Olympic Training Center and never looked back.
Wow.
Once I went there, everything changed. They had a gentleman by the name of Dennis Magic Man Milton out of New York. He was the number one 156 pounder then. You had to beat him in order
to get there.
So he beat me the first time, and I told him, I told myself, because the same thing when Sean O'Sullivan beat me. I always tell myself, man, never beat me again.
Yeah. So you make it up in your mind. That's what's about to happen.
Yeah, because when I fought Sean O'Sullivan, I fought him here in Houston at the North American Championships in the Astrodome. And I respected him too much, and that's what I kind of slacked up when I should have put the metal to the pedal.
Yeah. You part of a fraternity of people that, it's not just my opinion, it's probably the world's opinion, the greatest Olympic team ever.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, man, they still compete. They still compare us with 76. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they do.
Why? I understand why, but I beat the number one Russian. Matter of fact, if you look at this here, when I beat the number one Russian, I can't see what that Russian writing is. That's what they gave me.
You won this
right here? I won that from beating the number one Russian in Las Vegas, Nevada. They gave me a Russian crystal, and somebody went back in my neighborhood in Detroit, got mad at my dad and threw a brick through the window and they chipped that. But it's some Russian writing either in the bottom or the inside. It's some Russian writing somewhere on the bottom.
That's crazy.
And this is what they gave me.
Man.
They gave me this. Oh, I guess you can see it now.
Yeah, you can see it.
See, look at it. This thing, when I got on the plane, somebody wanted to buy this for $10,000. I thought, oh no.
Nah.
This is
the value way higher than that.
Lifetime. It's gonna stay with me for like getting the championship.
How did it feel getting that in your hand? I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm on the plane.
Don't get me wrong. You got that in your hand.
Yeah. Pick it up. I will show you how heavy it is. It's heavy. Pick that thing up.
Yeah, this thing.
That's real crystal.
But you can tell that it got like a real value to it.
Yeah, you put it up against that light. That's something. And
then it reflects. Yeah. But that's got to be a feeling, though, man. You go, grab something like that. So what? Do you ever find out what they signed on there or no? It's in another language.
I'll never.
Yeah. You was just like,
yeah. Because see, after I won the fight, because this Russian man, I'm not gonna even lie to you.
You remember his
first round? No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
The first round, that joker had my head, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now, this ain't finna happen here. So I made that adjustment. Second and third round, I got into that butt.
Yeah.
Won outstanding boxer with that one fight.
Man.
Fought the Cuban in Reno, the number one Cuban.
Yeah.
Fought him in Reno and beat the stew out of him on TV. People saw me fight him.
Yeah. But the prior one, they ain't get a chance.
They didn't see the Russian. They didn't. I think they did. I don't know. But
do you guys going into that '84 Olympic? Do y'all know that this is special? The type of, because if you're looking, shoulder to shoulder, who the people around you today, it's obvious, it's clear. But like back then, were you able to go, man, I'm in here with,
Well, we was like a family, man.
Y'all were close.
We were close, man, because we were the most successful USA boxing team that bonded together.
Yeah.
At the right time.
Yeah.
Man, when we trained, wasn't no fight, wasn't no arguing, none of that. Wherever we go,
it was business.
We had the same guys.
Yeah.
And when Holyfield, Mark Breeden,
Magic
myself,
Priscilla.
Steve McCurry, Paul Gonzalez, all them guys, Henry Tillman, Terrell Biggs, Pernell Whitaker, Virgil Hill, Holyfield.
You naming nothing but killers, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those guys are phenomenal.
That was everybody off that team then and won the championship.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why we get compared to 76. When we won 9 gold medals, they only won what, 3?
They got 3. Y'all got
3
9 and a bronze, I think.
And 9 and a bronze and a silver.
Yeah, and a silver. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Virgil got the silver.
And Evander got the bronze, I think.
I think Evander got the silver.
And Virgil got the bronze. Yeah. Man, so after you come off such a successful Olympic trip, in your mind, is pro time or what?
Well, I wanted to, by me grinding so hard for the Olympics, I wanted to take a break.
Yeah.
I needed that break in order so I can make my mind up. Okay, family.
A clear decision.
Sit down and talk to my family.
Mm-hmm.
Which direction you gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen in Detroit.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you the story about Emmanuel Stewart, and God rest his soul because he's still a good man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fault him for what he do.
Yeah.
Or what decision he made or what he tried to do. Sit down, talk to Emmanuel. I gave him that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't there. He had other intentions on his mind. And Frank Tate wasn't one of them. So Frank Tate had to leave Detroit in order to make a name for himself.
Okay.
I go to Emmanuel Stewart, go to his office, talk to him. He tried to say, Frank, I'll give you $15,000 in a Pontiac, a $90,000 house and a Pontiac 6,000.
Okay.
But none of it was going to be in my name.
Oh, no. So it's not yours.
It's not mine.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, that's the way he think about me. I need to go somewhere else. But I had already been talking to this gentleman from Texas named Bob Spagnola, who ended up being my manager at the time.
Okay.
And Miss Josephine Abercrombie ended up being the promoter.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I'm going. I told my mom and dad, I'm going to Texas.
Yeah. So what was the transition like? I mean, you leaving Detroit,
hey man,
young guy.
Them guys, the guys I used to box with in Crump, they told me that was the best decision I ever done.
I believe it.
They say, you just don't know. I say, man, I knew. I just didn't want to tell nobody.
Yeah.
When that man offered me that,
you kind of knew. You read the writing on the wall.
I got out of there.
Yeah.
Good trainer. Don't take that away. But a strict business, but a
shrewd businessman. Yeah. So when you got out here to Texas, you came to Houston first?
Houston first.
Okay, yes. Okay. So you just started here in Houston, and then what you get into the gym, get working, get a coach, all of that.
Well, they had a coach and they had everything set up.
They had everything set up for you?
Josephine Abercrombie had the greatest person that can ever endure boxing, that loved boxing. When she came up as a little kid, she said with her parents, I miss her to the day. She's gone, and I was supposed to go to the Kentucky Derby with her, but because she lived in Kentucky.
For sure.
But she passed away.
Okay.
So I couldn't. This is the one we were supposed to, the one they just had. They just had it. So she passed away. So
I always ask this question. So you turn pro, your first fight, your very first pro fight. You got any butterflies, nervous feelings? How you feeling in your very first fight? You remember?
No butterflies, because the simple fact I'm boxing with the world champion Thomas Hearns. What the hell this person?
He ain't got nothing for me. Yeah.
And the world champion at the time couldn't do nothing to me at the age of 16, 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So all I got to do is prepare myself the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Go in there and take care of business.
That's facts.
Yeah.
So you around what is it, 87, 88? Man, you were on the cover of the Ring magazine, man.
Yeah, I had just won the 4 years later. I had just won the title in 87.
You remember the day of winning that title?
IBF. It was had to be. I don't remember. I know it was baseball playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Tigers just beat the Toronto Blue Jays, and I fought the Canadian. I fought Michael Olajide from
That's
Canada.
right. From Canada. Yep.
Yeah, and so I went there, had my Detroit hat on, and
Yeah.
went to the press conference like that in my suit. I mean, not suit, but just summer clothes because it was hot.
Yeah.
And I said, Toronto Blue Jays, Detroit just beat Toronto Blue Jays. What do you think Frank Tate gonna do to Michael Olajide?
For sure. For sure.
And
Is that one of the highs of your career that day?
oh yes, it had to be because I was one of the last 15 rounders in the boxing.
For sure, for a title. Yep.
Yes, 15 rounds.
Yep. 15 rounds.
These boys don't, man.
Talk to them. Shed some light on it.
They don't know. They don't have the slightest idea the difference between 3 rounds more than 12.
Give me that. Give me something. What would be the most massive?
I thought I was fighting for days.
That's how I felt.
That's what it felt like. I thought I was fighting for days. I said, damn, when this fight gonna be over?
It ain't.
And man, find that bell rung. If you look at that thing, you can see how boom. I said, damn.
Be exhausted.
I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready for Michael Olajide, man. He was the #1 contender. I don't take that away from him because that's what they had name at.
For sure.
I said, I'm #2. I don't care.
I mean, that's the game, 1 versus 2.
When it all boils down, it's who hands get raised at the end of these 15 rounds.
That's a fact.
And man, I put everything into that. And after that fight, got careless. Didn't train like I used to train because my head got big.
I hear that happens a lot of times. People get a little egotistical. They start feeling themselves a little more.
Yeah, head got big.
How do you prevent that, though? I mean, it's hard.
As an athlete, back then,
you need that confidence. How do you stop that?
You can't. I can tell you and anyone else, it's gonna be hard to stop it because you that good, you good.
Yeah. You gonna lie to yourself.
Hey man, it's gonna go to your head.
But can you control it, or can you put the work behind it, or what?
I didn't put the work behind it like I did in order to get
there. Got you. You got to
in order to keep it.
You got to do what you did to get it,
just as much as you did to get it.
For sure.
And I didn't do that.
I gotta ask, how good is Michael Nunn?
Michael Nunn is a good fighter.
Yeah.
I don't take anything away from him. We friends to this day.
Yeah.
Me and Mike came up in amateurs together. He was the alternate for Virgil.
Yeah, he was Olympic alternate. Yep.
So
yeah,
I've been knowing Mike for a long time.
So that
that day he got me. Man, I had to lose 20 pounds because
you wouldn't be in where you need to be. Yeah. How important is that? Even a dog like you that was around in 15 round days, how important is discipline coming from you?
Oh, man, discipline is very important. I mean, look at Angel, what's his name? Angel Reese. Look how disciplined you have to be. Caitlin Carr.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
Yeah. In order to get that.
In order to get it.
Yeah.
You got to be these days. It's no longer of just being an athlete like Michael Jordan was back in the day.
Yeah.
That's just
go out there, smoke cigars, 18 holes of golf.
That's raw talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you got to put that work in.
Yeah.
You got all kind of. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant. I mean, not Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
For sure.
That man paid more money for staying in shape to play.
Yeah.
And
he's probably receiving on the court. Yeah.
Every year.
Yep. To keep his body on point.
Keep his body on point.
Yeah. I mean, then you look at it, it's a 20+ year career.
Yes.
That's what you get out of that,
you know. I mean, you are what you pay for.
Yeah. Yeah. And you are going to be able to withdraw the deposits you put in. So
yes. If you don't make the right back in,
you ain't gonna get nothing out.
You ain't gonna get nothing.
It's just like the bank, you know. I mean, but somebody like yourself, you got a chance to see how boxing has evolved. What do you see today that is missing or should be a little different?
Oh, I think it should be a little different. Well, I'm not saying Floyd did something wrong.
No, he didn't do nothing wrong.
He just changed the game.
He did.
He showed these young men how to be successful.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. But they pick and choose who they gonna fight these days. Back then,
you had to go get it.
they call your name, you gonna fight.
Yeah.
When you want to do this, let's sign these papers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it went back then.
Could you imagine people moving the way they move today back then?
Them guys wouldn't make it.
They wouldn't make it, huh? Oh, no, I ain't gonna fight him, man. Nah, he ain't done nothing. Oh, no, he ain't done nothing. Yeah. That don't get you nowhere.
Nah, that ain't gonna. Back then, we didn't. That wasn't even.
The thought
Nobody heard of
process.
that.
Back then, it was a name, hop on the paper, you see where he at, you know where you at, let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign the paper.
I want to be. How important was it back then to fighting elite guys?
Oh, it was very important because you had to train. You knew who they were.
Yeah.
You knew who everybody was.
Yeah.
See these guys today. They can point.
Yeah. No, not him.
Oh, you knew Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray. You knew everybody.
Yeah. The round robin of everybody.
It wasn't no mixing it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Sugar Ray in there fighting Hagler.
Yeah.
Hagler fighting Hearns. Hearns fighting Duran.
Yeah. And before you know it, they mixed it up.
To shuffle around.
Yeah. Does that increase the level of greatness?
I won't say
when you have less ability to choose.
I won't say it decreased it. It was what was available at that time.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, by you not having the ability to, I hate to use this word, but cherry pick what the next move is.
Well, they didn't have that.
Get you straight to it.
They didn't have that too many. They didn't have a lot of elite fighters like they do today. They got names they can point at, and they don't have to be elite. Just guys that's
good at what they do.
Their record is
good enough
to get them on the card. There they go. They pick them out. Okay, I'll fight him.
You made a point about a business move that you decided not to take, and went another route that you said was probably one of the best moves you made. How important in today's game do you see business?
Oh, well, it's got to be important because you get in that ring, you can get hurt.
For sure.
You see, people don't see what we do as a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
They only see the fight, the outcome of the fight.
Right.
They don't know what we're going through as far as mental, physically, emotionally.
Mm-hmm. It don't even matter to the people.
It's just boxing fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They want to see a fight.
Yeah.
They come to see a fight.
They don't care what you're going through.
That ain't their problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know all they know is they pay their money.
I need to see what I need to see.
I need to see what I need to see.
Yeah.
And today, these guys just do whatever they want to do, man. And kind of hurt boxing.
Is there such thing as overpaying a fighter?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think none of it, because I think every athlete deserves what they get.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
I'm not going to say that because I'm not in that ring.
Yeah.
But I know how that goes when you get in that ring.
Yep. So where you can't put a price tag on the value of his life.
On nobody else's life.
Yeah.
But mine.
That's a fact.
At the time.
That's a fact.
I respect it. I mean, I respect that because it's a bitch getting in that ring.
Man, you seem to still be in shape, man. What you doing, man?
Hey, man, 60 years old, all I do is just walk and just walk every day, and I don't eat meat anymore.
Okay.
I stay away from meat.
That's smart.
Because my daughter showed me this video on how they slaughter all these animals.
How it's processed.
And how it's processed.
Mm-hmm.
And even milk. I don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink milk.
I drink a different milk. I drink like
the almond one.
Almond silk milk.
Yeah.
So,
but that's good. So you at 60, you still very conscious of your health and where you at.
Oh well, yeah, man. I'm blessed, man, because to be 60 years old and endure the sport that I endure, boxing, getting hit in the head. Well, I didn't get in the head that much.
You was a bad dude, man.
I got hit in the head, but not as much
as other guys did.
And when I sit down and talk to them,
you could tell.
It's hard.
You know,
it's hard. Some of the good guys, some of the names I call. Teammates.
Yeah. It's not the same.
It's not the same for when we was kids.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, me and Mildred Taylor was the youngest two on the team.
For sure. How old were y'all?
I think I was 18 and he was either 16 or 15, something like that.
Yeah.
But they still had to go because they had to.
It wasn't nobody.
It was the kid.
Nobody doing that.
No.
Yeah.
It was the kid at that time.
Yeah.
And out of all the people, I think he would, every time I see Mildred, I just burst in tears because I don't know him like that.
Yeah.
I knew him when he was the kid.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. And
yeah.
Pernell and Steve, I can't, can't speak up on them, but we still got 10 left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got.
There's no point in time where y'all get together or nothing like that?
We used to, Terrell Biggs' brother is Xavier Biggs. He used to have Olympic reunions. So we trying to put together something now. At least Henry Tillman up in California.
For sure. Like what I was saying though, man, is I guess that it's real cool to see that there's still pieces of that history still here, and somebody like yourself that can even articulate the fact of what happened or how y'all felt or what y'all went through. I think it's important because the newer era is a little different. I don't want to call them too soft, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
You're right about that. It's a totally different era we in now today. But
is it because hard times make hard people? Is that what it's because? Or is it just because these guys are different? Or they raised a little different?
Raised different. I look at when we came up.
Yeah, it was a little tougher.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
We had to be home before the street lights. Come on. Now these kids today.
No, they gone until whenever.
They can stay at home now.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. Just be careful.
What do you mentor guys in boxing today, or do you give guys advice? Or?
Well, I haven't taught. I used to train this one kid named Juan Gutierrez.
Mm-hmm.
It was my favorite fighter. And he went to the Army, so he had to move on with his life.
For sure.
See, some things you have to understand, and I understood that.
Yeah.
He made a decision to go to the Army, so.
Because a lot of guys, they coming up without the voice of a Frank Tate. They coming up with just the people around them that contribute, but not necessarily somebody that's been there before.
Right. That have been an athlete and
at an elite level. That may be missing in a lot of these guys. I meet a lot of fighters. I talk to a lot of guys, and a lot of guys, they create what they think. They created in their mind what they think is the way. But then when you sit down and you talk to this guy or that guy, you tend to find out that maybe they should go a little different. A guy I really respect. He's about 60. Ronald Sims. He was a Olympic alternate in 92.
92?
Yeah, 92. And he's a phenomenal coach, but he been down that era. He was around.
Okay.
He's seen it. So when I see him around a lot of these fighters, like a Shakur Stevenson, or around a lot of these younger guys, I know that somebody is telling them some things that they probably needed to hear, as opposed to somebody who hadn't necessarily seen it, been there, felt it, or been in the mix before. I guess what I'm saying in so many words is the place of you all's voice of a Frank Tate is tremendously valuable to young guys to just hear y'all speak.
In boxing today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. When you grew up, did you have any favorite fighters?
Oh, wow. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. I saw them in the Olympics, so, I stuck with them guys. And even though I was from Detroit, when Ray Leonard and Tommy fought, you know who I went with.
Yeah, I know who you got to ride with.
Yeah, I was with the homeboy, and it came up short, but,
Yeah, he was in it.
Sometime, that's how it goes.
How proud were you when Tommy beat Duran the way he beat him?
Oh, by that time, I'm learning boxing. See, I'm learning because I go to all these camps.
Mm-hmm.
I see how it goes.
Gotcha.
So when I turn pro, I know what to do.
For sure. That's the importance of being around somebody that's doing it.
It taught me how to run my camp. And like I was telling the manager at the time, when I train, I don't need everybody in there when I'm
working,
checking my weight and all that.
Yeah.
Because that happened.
Yeah.
See, somebody did that, and I tried to tell him Man, then he finds out and get mad, try to get mad. I said, "But it's too late. Fight him with. Don't worry about
Yeah, he's water on the bridge now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told you. I said, I don't like everybody coming in there when I'm checking
doing what you got to do.
I know what I was going through to make 160 pounds.
Right.
At 160 pounds, my whole professional career.
Yeah, for sure. That's not easy.
Come on, I mean,
what do you watch boxing today?
Yeah, I watch it. Yeah, that was a good fight.
Who are you today? Hey, I'm impressed with that guy.
I watch Tank.
You like Tank?
I like Tank, but the last fight was
what Lamar. Yeah, he left a little meat on the plate.
No, he left a lot of meat on the plate because they should have gave that boy but I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
No, as a company, they not
going. Because he not.
No, he not as financially lucrative as be a horrible idea.
Right now they can do around 2.
Yeah, and you never know because they didn't build him a little bit. So as far as let's say in the division you fought in,
middleweight.
Yeah. Do you
what's out there now?
Yeah.
Who is that? Charlo Brothers.
It's been a while since Jamel. He just fought, but he fought Cornflake. He's a promoter, you know. But I don't know. I guess a better question is, after your era, what are some middleweights that sparked?
Some of them jokers wouldn't make it, man. A lot of them wouldn't make it. If I call names, Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagg, all them guys was in my weight.
Yeah.
Ray Leonard told me he wasn't gonna fight me. He wouldn't fight Michael Nunn.
He told you that?
He told Michael Nunn, and Michael Nunn told me.
Oh, man.
He wasn't going to fight that. Well, because of the money.
Well, yeah, of course.
He fought Terry Noyes. That was later on, though.
Yeah. That's different.
Yeah, that was totally different. But he wouldn't fight us back when we was young.
Yeah.
He wouldn't give us a fight. I had a fight to fight, but not Roberto Duran, and he turned it down. Oh,
man.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
So that's how it goes.
How difficult was it to get fights at that point in time when you were young and moving the way you was moving?
It wasn't difficult. HBA did their job. They kept me busy.
Okay.
They kept me busy.
They was always pulling somebody in.
I must say that they was always Louisiana, Oklahoma, here in Texas. You know, they found people. I had the most fights out of all the Olympians until, I received a cut of mine. I had to slow it down. Then that's how them guys caught up. Yeah. I had the most fight out of all the guys that turned pro in the 84, off the 84 team.
You, when you guys were coming up, were you fans of one another? Did you make sure you check out your boys fight?
Oh, yeah. Well, you talking about when they turned pro?
Yeah.
No, we, like I said.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't the only one that got big headed.
Yeah. It's my world.
We all.
Yeah. I can see how that can happen.
We all got a little swollen.
Man, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. No. It's just that's the way it goes. Man, I guess what's some things in the future that you may want to see boxing do? It don't matter if I'm in the ring, the business side, wherever. What do you think some places that could change?
Now, one thing I would love to do, I was talking to Mark Breeden, some of the guys, why they don't have, whereas we're not successful in our Olympic boxing, why they don't have some of the guys that won gold medals come back and be coaches?
That'd be brilliant.
Mark Breeden and I, we thought about it, but there's so much you got to go through at the Olympic training center to be a coach. They got guys that's being coaches that don't know nothing.
That's a fact.
Pat Nappy and John Sargent. What's his name? Was it John Sargent? The gentleman got killed over the phone?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The only two and Roosevelt Sanders out of Detroit.
Okay.
Them the only ones that I know of that was real Olympic champions.
I think
I hear these guys in the corner doing the fights.
It don't be worth nothing.
They don't know nothing to see what it is. I'm gonna tell you what hurt them guys.
Tell me.
When we was in the amateurs, we was fighting them on a regular basis. Gotcha. Cuba, Russia, whoever. We was fighting them guys on a regular basis. So when the Olympics came, We was ready. We had already seen these people.
Yeah.
See, these guys they fighting each other now.
Yeah, they don't.
They just brawling with each other, and they don't do anything.
They don't prepare internationally. Yeah,
and that's what's killing them. So when you go to fight,
this is new.
Used to that style.
This is new to you.
Hey man, what the hell? I ain't never seen this.
Yeah.
What to do?
Yeah.
The coaches ain't seen it. So what they if the fighters haven't seen it, the coaches haven't seen it, what's gonna happen?
It's not gonna go well.
It's not gonna go well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem we have.
I
but I don't know if it's the money. I don't know what it is. Why they don't do international boxing anymore? I don't know.
They should definitely tap into it. You know,
there's something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look how successful the '84 team was, and the '80 team would have probably been better.
Yeah,
but you know they had the plane crash
for sure.
But '84, we showed why because we fought them jokers
even through your pro careers. Even through your pro careers, I mean, you guys were phenomenal as amateurs.
Right.
Then you guys are on another level as professionals.
Right.
That's no coincidence, is what I'm saying. You know, the preparation that you guys were assembled with to become what y'all were as young guys, and then when y'all become pros, I think y'all just added that to the arsenal. I mean.
Well, we had 5, 6, 7 world champions.
Yeah. 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 That's not a coincidence. That don't just accidentally happen.
Wow.
You know, I look at it like, you know, you guys were iron sharpening iron, even to the mentality. You know, you can look at the comparison and a lot of you guys' mentality. It's very similar. You can't compare the mentality of a guy today leaving the amateurs and going pro to that.
No.
You know, it's vastly different.
I think that was not the highest, but the highest, I think, Olympic team that did the transaction from going from amateur to pro got paid.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys was rocking. Y'all was on another level, man. But I mean,
we got 5 that went together. So
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So
man, Frank, I am more than honored and privileged that you even allowed me to come do this, man. I mean, I ain't gonna eat up all your time, but you know, I just appreciate the conversation from somebody who's been there, who's seen it. And then it ain't just every day you meet a gold medalist. So, you know, you know, but I want to.
Nah, I know I ain't got the medal here. That's my brother's.
No, I get it. I get it. It's where it needs to be.
But I will make up for the ring.
No, it's all good.
I will find it. I just
it's all good. It's all good.
I just received it last week here.
No, man, I just appreciate people like yourself being around to have these conversations, just to let other people know what it was, what it should be, and what it is with you, man. And man, as a big fan of boxing, we appreciate you, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, you as well. And hey, man, I'm glad that people still are concerned.
Absolutely, man.
Once you get in that ring and get out safely.
Yeah.
You know, I consider it safely because I'm 60 years old and nothing came about yet, and I'm still moving. Still moving. So I thank God for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I look at, I started at 76 and I retired in 2000.
That's a long career.
Boxing.
It's a long career.
Yes.
And I don't think people will understand how much of wear and tear that could be on a person.
That's a lot of wear and tear, a lot of thumping and rumping. That's what I call it, thumping and rumping.
Well, you know, there you have it, from former Olympic gold medalist, former world champion, the great man himself, Frank Tate. Appreciate you, Frank.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right.